Bon. On se retrouve ici, en avant de la porte pour le tower, mais là, cette fois-ci, on va take the blade.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the...
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement. It's still a stone basement. If her booming voice...
Is that a guest I hear?
You weren't kidding when you need to get to... Should we? It doesn't matter.
Continue down the stairs.
Making your way to the princess towers over you. The chain is nothing to her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
Tighten your
As
grip.
if on command, the blade slips from your grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor.
Oops.
But we didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade. Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
No.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
That's my
Je
good
sais pas si
little
on peut faire
bird.
de quoi.
Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you tried to kill me. And here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically failed. What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak.
The last time we met, nobody should have met, and you shouldn't have trusted. He's being
On sort of déjà
melodramatic.
vu, là, ça n'a pas changé. No.
Perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
Do it. It's what? No objections here. I don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade. As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
Why? What are you doing? Trying to make me deal with it? I'm going to kill you. You're not kidding about that divine hand who's doing this? Is it her? Is it you? No. Pick up the blade.
You reach forward and grasp the blade.
Stand.
This one's easy. Okay, yeah. We can do that. We were probably going to stand anyway.
I hate you. I hate you so much. All of you. Stop making me do things. I'm going to kneel. Fait comme... Je les défie. Puis là, elle a juste comme... Elle warp les voix dans ma tête.
You can feel a creaking tension between body and
sait que les
will
voix
as you
peuvent me faire
slowly
des
rise
choses.
to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come, dragging out the long, painful seconds. But all silences are broken eventually.
To defy me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance. Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
What? You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
Mais genre, je peux la stab dans les genoux. C'est ça que je comprends. No, really?
Oh, we'll end this all right. Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
Resist. Je peux pas resist. Slay the princess. Mais qu'est-ce qui va arriver si je le slay myself? Probablement que je vais me retrouver la même
Your
affaire.
body is sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you, but you do your best to stagger forward.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson.
Uh-oh.
Plunge that knife into your lungs.
I'm sorry. Don't. As you take another step forward, the blade digs into your ribs, slicing through flesh with ease. It somehow feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking has become an arduous impossibility. Then it slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air escapes through the fresh orifice. Blood fills your lungs.
Now, do it again. Keep doing it until I give you permission to stop.
Those are just words. You don't have to listen
Ouais,
to
mais c'est rendu un dieu, c'est rendu une déesse, là.
It's what she wants. You, heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let this happen. Stop him from killing you. I'm on it. Your other hand locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. But the blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that plop to the floor to join the growing pile of blood and gore beneath you.
Jeez.
Despite the pain, you manage to keep yourself in one piece,
Comme qui sont super.
at least for now.
Il y a des petits bouts dans ce jeu-là qui sont juste super sweet, puis il y a des petits bouts dans ce jeu-là qui sont comme freaking ça.
What a pitiful display. A wounded little bird thinking it can defy a god. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next.
Slay the princess.
Or
What's that?
you can pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your futility.
You continue to approach the princess, even as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the basement. You know, this would be a lot easier if you gave us a hand. My influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward. Believe me, this whole ordeal would be so much easier if I didn't have to contend with free will. You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want to hurt us. She's just doing what she has to.
Stop.
As you finish crossing the room, you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat. The princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face lowers to yours.
C'est comme elle est grande comme un des diamonds dans Steven Universe.
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something about your defiant spirit speaks to me. You are different than you were before. Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death. There's a place at my side for you, if you'll have it. Not as an equal,
Ça, on l'a vu
but
l'autre
as
fois.
something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Well, that's the meaning, isn't it? Yes, how thoughtful of her. It's a mercy. Take it. I think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of all this. At least one of you is sane. She's within striking distance, and she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes.
I said no, resist. I'm yours, pledge yourself to her. Non, c'est ça. Slay the princess.
No. Yes. Though your body trembles, struggling to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will, you finally manage to break through, darting to her side before she can react. The wind of your freedom rushes through you, and you channel it into a decisive blow, stabbing into the soft flesh of her ankle and severing the tendons in an act of unyielding defiance. She falls to the floor, crashing unceremoniously to her knees. But you don't give her any time to recover. Your heart pounding with determination, you plunge your blade into her chest.
There we go.
As you find your target again and again, she laughs, crude emotion breaking through her once stony composure as your blade cuts her flesh. We can do this, can't we?
No, we can't. I might pissed, là.
You always could. The decision to give you this task was not made lightly. You're here for a reason.
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late to toss that blade aside and beg for forgiveness.
Shut up.
I can't believe you would actually strike me. You heathen! You worm! You defiler! You don't know the consequences of your arrogance!
Before you can strike the final blow, the princess lashes out, knocking you off your feet. There's an unsettling wet pop as your spine breaks, numbness and pain spreading through your body. As you rebound towards the ceiling in a moment of disorientated lightness, she drives her fist into your chest. Your body is crushed as she pulverizes you into the floor, the ground itself breaking from the impact. You lie there, broken, beyond pain, unable to even see what she's done to you. But the princess is succumbing to her own wounds as well. She looks down upon her body in abject horror and disgust.
You made me use my hands. I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull, something defiled. What have you done to me?
You're monsters and conspirators. I can't bear to watch this.
The princess has been nothing but cruel to you. You should feel liberated by her fall.
But I don't feel liberated. I feel empty.
Aside from the pain, I feel fine. She collapses to the floor, her glassy eyes watch, unblinking, yet somehow still full of anguish and fear as the two of you perish together. I suppose we were never gonna get a happy ending here, were we? Don't let those be your final thoughts. You saved the world. That's worth something, I guess. Regardless of how you feel about it, it's finally over. Thank you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh, the fury. Oh, what the hell?
And at the end of the path... Okay, what the hell is that?
On the broken.
I think he's upset. And what's he got to be upset about? We just killed a god.
Exactly. You heathens destroyed the most beautiful thing that ever was and ever will be.
You're damn right we did. And you'll get over it. Can't say I have much sympathy for you. She was bad for us and you almost got us killed. You're being too generous. He did get us killed. Alright, enough chatter. Got a thing I'm supposed to do, and if you don't mind, I'd like to do it without any more interruptions. Okay, great, you're listening. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a... This is just great.
Je pensais qu'il fallait que je clique.
Let me cut to the chase. Clearly, you've already been here. Yeah, you think?
Actually, I don't think we have been here. This is all different, isn't it?
Yes, precisely.
Ça ressemble
And
au,
if you'd given me 2 seconds to finish my thought, I would have said that.
Dans... J'allais dire Star World, mais c'est pas Star World. Starbound. Ils ont juste une planète qui est vivante.
Oh, you're actually letting me talk now. Great. If you've already been here, it means you've seen things you aren't supposed to have seen, and you know things that you aren't supposed to know. This doesn't look like a path in the woods if reality seems distorted. It's because reality is distorted. So you knew this could happen. You knew we'd be able to restart like this. Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously.
Feels like I'm being pulled in 100 different directions. You'd better all listen to me when the time comes to make a
So
choice.
what if I'm speaking my mind? It's not like I've ever really gotten a say in things.
What a crock of shit. Yeah, you stabbed us last time. Repeatedly.
It didn't even work. It doesn't count.
We died. If you didn't submit to her, for all we know, that wouldn't have happened.
It's the punishment you all deserved for not listening to me. To her.
J'aime ça que le Broken il parle plus cette
Aside
fois-ci.
from our
là.
sulking
Normalement, on le
friend,
voit
I
pas,
don't
on
think you
l'entend
have
pas
much to
tant.
worry about. You're still the one in charge here, and I don't think that's ever going to change. Second he tries something, I'll put a stop to it.
Thank you, Stubborn. If I don't stay here, if I just stay here, do anything else, and we hit this point and no return, then what happens? On s'en fout. Proceed to the cabin, yeah. Let's go.
Good, we're all on the same
J'aime
page.
ça, ça fait squish squish.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know. End her. That's it? No final words of advice? I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard.
If there's still a princess at the cabin, maybe we can salvage things. Maybe if we just grovel and apologize, things can go back to how they were before.
Oh, cut it out, will you? We need to be tough right now, and you're making it so much harder than it has to be, so stop whining.
Alright, let's go.
The interior of the cabin is a place that feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight.
Ouais,
But that is how it was. That's horrible.
j'ai cliqué trop.
You did this. The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Take the blade or not? Ça va-tu vraiment faire une différence à ce point-là?
You take the blade from the pedestal. It will be different good. Nothing feels better than gripping cold.
Approach the mirror, puis là ça va être comme
All
d'habitude.
we see is a damn mirror. It's a bit... Right? Why? What cleaned the mirror? What are you talking
So
about? You're
le
standing in
chantage.
front of a door. But it has to be real. It's...
Smash it. Smash it to...
Don't you want to know what we'll see in there? We won't be able to see... Nah, I'm with him on this one. Do whatever you want with it.
Wipe the mirror.
You reach forward and drag your hand across the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead. Why am I not surprised? You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. A high-vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic. The air is thick, its odor an oppressive violence, the metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
C'est tout le temps la
The
même
voice
affaire.
of bellowing rage roars up the stairs.
Was severing the tendons of my ascension not enough for you? Was it not enough to rend my divine heart? Come, see the horrors you've wrought upon my flesh, and feel my hands set upon your throat.
She's so angry with us. Why? Why did you desecrate her? Why couldn't I stop you?
You've got to stop thinking about her like that. It isn't doing anyone any good. She's not some untouchable god. She's an abomination. And we're going to put an end to her once and for all.
Whatever she is now is our fault. If she's an abomination, then what does that make us?
It doesn't matter what we are. She needs slaying, and we've got the means to do it, so let's get a move on. If I might interject, you didn't make her into an abomination. She's always been what she is. It's why you're here, and it's why your task is so important.
Continue down the stairs, let's
You
go.
make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted in blood, A deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone.
Holy fludge!
The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
Le design de ce jeu-là, check ça! C'est horrible puis c'est vraiment badass en même temps.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh. And then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground, and she pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings.
On est dans la merde.
She is loose, and she is coming for you.
Juste comme, I can't get over it. C'est trop malade le.
It's the punishment you all deserve for what you did to her. It's the punishment I deserve for letting it happen.
Screw that. We can win. We've done it before and we'll do it again, only this time we'll make it out the other side. Hell, she's practically done most of the work for us.
Let her end you or slay the princess. Please just listen to me. Wait, we don't have to do this. What happened to you?
Time happened. You happened. But none of that matters. We're together again, and I'll have my pound of flesh.
She bounds across the room, her fists ready, her heart set upon your destruction. With a horrifying squelch, you are unwound.
Wow, ok, elle m'a juste comme explosé.
I hope you weren't planning on dying. We're going to make this last forever. Huh. I feel cold. I've never felt cold before.
Elle m'a juste comme explosé avec son esprit. Je sais même pas, le blade or not, ça change absolument rien.
She's gone, and there's that. I'm begging you.
Ignore.
This doesn't feel right. It feels...
Screw them!
I don't want...
On l'a tout déjà entendu là. Approach.
Something finds me in...
The gift of a fragile vessel.
Yes. Nerves. This one is desecration. She placed the weight of her agony on you, yet it is she who unwound herself. But there is passion and empathy in her misery. She will make for a burning heart.
There we go.
Do not mourn her. She has finally found peace.
There we go. Fait que là, on va continuer, on va aller voir les autres. Fait que je vais reset le jeu, puis on revient tout de suite. Et on se retrouve encore ici, en avant du tower. To the basement. On a la dague.
The door to
Parce
the
que si on n'a
basement
pas la
creaks
dague,
up.
on peut rien faire d'autre
Still
que
a start.
submit.
Her boom.
Is that a guest?
You only need to... Should... It doesn't...
Puis là, on revient à notre
Making your way
magnificent
down the spiral
goddess.
staircase, the princess towers up. The chain is
J'aime
nothing to
vraiment
her.
beaucoup ce design-là, c'est
It might as
incroyable.
well be a toy.
The little bird has... You brought that knife.
Non, tighten my grip. Là, ce que je veux faire, c'est si je le drop, je me soumets. Fait que là, mon but, c'est de pas me soumettre, mais de pas me rendre jusqu'au bout. Puis quand elle va lever le blade, puis qu'elle va me dire, genre, j'avais le choix de me battre ou de pas me battre.
As if on command, but we didn't drop. I have a duty. Of
On l'a
course.
tout vu
Oh,
tantôt.
I understand.
Kneel.
No.
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle, and your...
That's my good little bird. No, the last time we met, you tried to... What draws you back here beyond... Speak.
The last time, nobody should have... Then you should... He's been... That's...
Ok, no.
Perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up.
Do it. No, don't know. As your arm.
Pick up the
You
blade.
reach forward.
Stand.
This one's okay. You can feel a creak. The princess eyes you.
To define me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance.
C'est un de mes préférés.
Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
What? You don't have to listen to her.
And this.
Oh, will end. Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe ici, là? Slay the princess.
Your body is sluggish and
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson. Plunge that knife into your lungs.
I'm sorry.
Don't.
As you take another step forward, the blade, then it slides back out, the wound burning as...
Now, do it again. Keep doing it until I give you permission to stop.
Those are just words. You...
It's what she wants.
You, heroic one, what are you doing? I'm on it.
Go.
Your other hand locks...
What a pitiful display. It doesn't...
Là, je pense que c'est là, hein, parce que là, push forward, slay the princess, ça va. C'est là où est-ce qu'on commence à l'autre. Slay yourself.
No, you can't just give your body and its renegade hand freeze in place until you get a hold...
You're shaking. It's pointless to resist. In the end, everything submits to oblivion. But you're not the one resisting me, are you? There's something else in there. Is that a person? No, it
Ça sent
used to be
la
a
dernière
person. It's...
Is she talking about you? That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about? I'm just...
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
You bring the blade to your neck. You slice through soft flesh, severing veins and arteries.
Yep. Ça, c'était
Your
la manière
blood
de
flowing
tuer.
freely down your body. It's a painful lesson in obedience, but the pain will last forever.
Parce que là, de l'autre côté, on avait Fury. Si on l'écoutait pas puis on y allait contre sa volonté, mais là, je me demande justement si...
No.
on a d'autres choses.
When I see you again, you'll free me from my chains and deliver me to the destiny that lies beyond this place.
We will. I promise.
I know you will.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Wow, j'adore ça. Oh, apothéosis. There we go. Il me semblait qu'elle allait avoir d'autres choses.
And at the end of that path...
Oh, let me guess. At the end of that path is a cabin.
Excuse me? This is the third time we've been here, and this is hardly a path in the woods. It's all big and weird.
Another witness to her radiance. Her hour is soon upon us.
I'm here to keep him in check. I'm sick of prying fingers digging around in our head, and he's making it all too easy for them to get in. This is bad.
Oh, is it now? I hadn't noticed. Do you need a primer, Mr. Amnesiac?
No, I'm quite all right, but if all of you would take a moment to settle down, there's something important I'd like to get across to you before it's too late.
Is it about the princess? We already know all about the princess.
Man, j'imagine si tu fais ce jeu-là, puis ça, c'est la première affaire sur laquelle tu tombes.
Not to be trusted, that one. No, I mean, yes, it's about the princess, but whatever you think I'm going to say, it's probably not that. You're not to be trusted either. Look, fine, just out with it already, yeah? But if I hear the words, "You're here to slay her," or "If you don't, it will be the end of the world," you'll have lost speaking privileges.
You two are just wasting your time. It's all going to end when we open that cabin door, which means it's already all over. What's the point of dawdling when the end is already written?
Okay, that nonsense he's going on about, that's what we need to talk about. You've been here before, obviously. So you have met us. Because boy, were you in denial about that last time. No, I haven't met you, but reality is clearly falling apart at the moment, and the only reason that would happen is if you knew things you weren't supposed to know. What the hell are you talking about? He's talking about those weird marble trees and how wrong everything looks. Yes, exactly. Whatever you did before gave her far too much power. So you've got to cut it out, get to that cabin and slay her before things get any more out of hand.
We've built a new god, and she is limitless.
What are thoughts doing that? Make her small, make her small, make her small, make her small. Shit! What if I'm doing it wrong? What if I'm making her even stronger? Do you hear those two, with their runaway thoughts? I'm only giving you the sliver of information I'm giving you now because things are already deep in the shitter. This was my last card to play, and it looks like it's already made things worse, so hurry. Cabin, now.
Fait que maintenant on sait que la princesse c'est une créature de perception. Puis le narrateur il vient de nous donner un autre shadowing, un autre foreshadowing que comme c'est exactement ça. I have so many
And right now
questions.
you have neither the time nor the mental acuity to handle a single response. It's now or never.
I'm not going to the cabin until I have answers. What am I?
As you finish your inane question, the ground quakes beneath your feet. You feel an unyielding force pulling at you and your surroundings. The trees start to sway and then crumble, breaking apart as everything is drawn towards the cabin. Even the earth beneath you seems to shift, your feet unable to grip solid ground as you're dragged forward along with everything else.
The end of everything. The beginning of something new. The moment we open that door, she will be free.
Stop believing everything you hear. We just have to get our thoughts in order. We just have to think straight. Any, words of warning? You already know everything you need to know.
Proceed to the cabin.
As you step forward, the cabin explodes.
Holy shit, on a juste créé un dieu.
Flung backwards, violently slammed into a tree as debris rains down around you. You watch in paralyzed awe and terror as the princess emerges, her body unfurling from some vast space as she stands upright to face you. The world bows to her. The ruined landscape shifts, trees and stone and the ground itself succumbing to her gravity, orbiting her like a great black hole.
Quand je parlais du writing du jeu, j'arrête pas de parler du writing du jeu, man. That's what I mean. Check le design, check le comme.
Finally, the little bird has set me free. This is always how it was going to end. And this is always how it was going to begin.
There's a loud thunk from the tree behind you as something embeds in its shattered bark. Your pristine blade. It's now or never.
Take the blade. Oh, qu'est-ce qu'on fait? Embrace Oblivion ou take the blade? Qu'est-ce qu'on fait? Mais j'imagine qu'à ce point-ci, ça change pas grand-chose, hein? On va prendre le blade, mais ça va rien changer.
Yeah, screw all of this. I'm with you. A real god wouldn't need us as part of her plan.
You'll never make it to her. And even if you do, what could you possibly hope to accomplish?
We'll do what we were always supposed to. We'll take this blade and we'll sink it into her heart. Look at the way everything's being flung around her. If we just throw ourselves in her direction... I don't know. Maybe it'll work. Maybe none of this is real. Maybe we can do whatever we want to do. With a forceful tug, you yank the blade out from the tree. You close your eyes and take a deep breath, and for a moment you can feel everything around you, like you're a part of everything, and everything is a part of you. And then your eyes open, settling on your target. It's time.
C'est malade, là, comme, check ça. Slay the princess.
You launch yourself towards the princess. You can feel her gravity envelop you, carrying you from the ground into the violent swirl of her orbit.
Even now you defy me. Do it then. Show me what you think it takes to end what's destined to end everything.
Yeah, do it. Show her.
Why do I feel so cold?
Ah, there we go, on n'a pas eu le temps de le finir. Oh, on n'a pas eu le temps de le finir. Let's stuff something else in her place. Le miroir.
She's gone. Is this the end of the world? Did she end herself? Is that a...
Approach
I'm
the
begging
mirror.
you. This... It's calling. I don't want...
It's me. J'aime ça qu'il y a juste sa tête, tu sais.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Fragile. The gift of a fragile vessel?
Yes, nerves, and this one is dominance, a figure capable of bending everything to her will. She will make for a terrifying and divine heart. Do not mourn her, for she would not be able to mourn you.
Right, okay. So that's it for that branch. C'est quoi les autres affaires qui resteraient? Attends, laisse-moi penser un peu. Oh, il y avait l'adversary qu'on n'a jamais refait.
You're here.
Ok, adversary, comment qu'on faisait ça déjà? Continue to the
You make
cabin.
your way. A war. She will not ignore him.
Faut qu'on se batte, mais faut qu'on continue à se battre jusqu'à
The
la fin,
interior
je pense.
blade. You take...
Who's there?
She said, don't let it...
I think I'm supposed to
Great
kill
job.
you.
You gave away the element of surprise. You walk down, she focus on...
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
It wasn't a joke.
I know.
She might... Don't you... It's fine.
Tighten my
You
grip.
ignore the trembling.
You poor thing.
You step forward.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. I'm probably chained up in this basement, so...
Ça, on l'a vu
She's
déjà,
unarmed.
là. No, slay the princess. I'm not dropping the blade. Juste
Then
faire
I'm
ça en
not
plus.
talking to you.
Squid.
You stare at
J'aime
the
ça,
princess,
la face qu'elle fait.
squinting. She squints back. The two of you are...
Squint at the princess.
So does... At least nobody... You'll go...
Slay the princess.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your... A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she could feel. Holy shit. Though she's unarmed. Your blade slap. We can still turn this...
Je pourrais flee and lock her in the basement. Non, on va finish the job. On va le faire après ça.
You and the princess stare at each other. Excuse, do you think this is what I wanted? Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bounce? The two of you clash for the final time.
Oh,
The two of you fall to the floor.
this was fun.
The princess gasps. Her voice...
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this...
But you don't have time to worry
Ça, on
over
l'a
such
déjà vu,
things.
là. The adversary.
You're here.
Proceed to the cabin.
She will lie. Are you the princess will do and say, Crystal. Let's just get on with it already.
Oh, stubborn.
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Oh, là, la
The
question
blade
c'est...
is your implement.
Est-ce qu'on prend le blade ou non? Qu'est-ce qu'on prend? Qu'est-ce qu'on prend? Qu'est-ce qu'on prend? Qu'est-ce qu'on prend? On prend le blade.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulphuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening. Good. Sounds like my kind of princess. As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight.
Okay.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall. Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I've been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. And you brought your little knife, too. Yes. I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
Dommy mommy. You look different.
You look exactly the same.
All right, fine. If you're not going to address it, I will.
Address what?
You've already met the princess. The princess has already met you. And the two of you killed each other. Did you think you'd be able to just openly talk about all that without me? Maybe. You did seem to just gloss over the whole thing for a while. Of course I glossed over it. When a colleague says something insane, glossing over it is one of the best ways to stay focused and keep moving forward. Enough is enough. I believe you. And that's all the more reason to take this seriously. You don't know that whatever brought the two of you back to life isn't a fluke. And beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember.
Are you okay?
Of course I'm not okay. As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die.
Just because it bothers you, I'm going to take this even less seriously. No. I never died. Do you see how alive I am right now? Would someone as alive as me has already died? No. I want to do a good job. You got me. Pretty much everything you just said is true. I'm gonna do a good job.
Great. Now focus up and...
So you do remember me.
Oh, I remember you all right. Best 3 minutes of my life. So, why don't we do it again?
See? She wants to fight us again. There's no reason for us to stand around talking.
I'm actually here to free you.
Free her? You aren't... I don't know why I'm even bothering, to be honest. You know the stakes of the situation.
Elle a pas de l'air contente non plus.
Who says I want to be free?
Oh. If you don't want to be free, then what do you want?
I want the two of us to fight to the death. I want to feel your knife split my flesh. And I want to hear your bones snap beneath my fists. Is that really too much to ask?
Yeah, especially that last part. Don't be such a coward. I'm just being cautious. If it comes to violence, we can find a way to deal with her that doesn't involve throwing our life away. I'd rather not die again, and I find it deeply disturbing that you seem to relish the thought of it. Because it doesn't matter if we die again. It'll just be another opportunity to have the fight of our life. We don't know that for sure, and I'd rather not bet on it.
Alright. Remember, I'm not fighting a giant demon lady. Turn around and leave. Attempt to free the princess. Turn around and leave without saying anything. Non, ça va juste le... Je veux voir qu'est-ce qui... Je veux voir la vraie attaque de princesse.
Finally ready to complete your destined task, you launch off the wet stone floor of the basement and catapult yourself headlong towards the princess. Here we go. Let's make this count. Oh, we'll make it count, all right. As you bridge the gap, your blade slashes across the princess's chest, splitting skin and drawing a jagged line of bright red blood. But she's unfazed by your onslaught. Her expression barely changes as her fist collides with your ribs, cracking them like twigs and driving you right back down to the basement floor. You can hear her chains snap as you struggle to recover from the impact. She almost looks disappointed in us. Why is she disappointed in us?
Oh, you don't actually get it, do you? That knife may be sharp, but you clearly don't want to kill me. It's not fun if you hesitate. It's not fun if you try to trick me and make me bleed out. It's only fun if you go straight for the heart. You need to put everything you have into seeing me dead. Or what's the point? So don't be afraid. Don't hesitate. Kill me.
Don't let her get in your head. Reincarnation or not, this world needs you to win. She's huge, but that probably means she's slower than us. Take it slow, think it through, and don't panic. Bleeding her out is our best course of action. Don't listen to them. She understands something that they don't. The only way to win, the only way out of this is through her.
Oh, bait an opening and outmaneuver her. On va essayer ça.
You push yourself off the ground and attack the princess, trying to bait an opening. You do your best to outplay her, slashing out and leaving red cuts in the tattered remains of her white dress. But you have little room to maneuver. For every glancing blow you manage to land, she slams you against the wall in retaliation, each impact threatening to be the last. This weak little dance isn't working. Just toughen up. She's throwing us around like a ragdoll. I think overpowering her is a little out of the question.
Did you think you could stop me with a few cuts? All this dancing around is doing nothing but...
The princess's arm shoots forward, her palm wrapping around your head, fingers gripping your skull.
Bon, there we
How
go.
disappointing.
She squeezes,
Oh no!
the pressure unbearable as her fingers dig into your scalp. The last thing you hear is the unsettling crack of your skull and the sickening churn of what was your grey matter. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The eye of the needle.
You're on a path in the wood. If you weren't so damned afraid of what she'd do to you, we wouldn't have died back there. Fear is good. Fear keeps us alive. We died because you didn't have enough of it. So what? You'd have us cower in a corner? No, but that place suits her better than it suits us. She's big. We can't hope to find holes and openings down there. We need more room if we're going to survive. Are you suggesting luring her into the woods? Do you have any idea how dangerous that would be? If you lose sight of her, if she manages to slip away, that's it. Game over for everyone. yourself included. Are you not challenging us on all the looping? Have you known about it the whole time? Are you the same one we've been talking to since the beginning? Sorry to disappoint what I'm sure must feel like a grand revelation, but that's not what's going on here. We've never met. Then what is going on? What's going on is that you'd only be saying the things you've been saying if you'd already been here. And if you'd already seen things you weren't supposed to have seen. It doesn't matter. We could go in circles forever. I don't like staying still for too long. Let's get to the cabin, see this through. It's good to know that at least one of you is still capable of reason. We may have the same destination, but we're not the same. You are still an other, and I don't trust you. Well, fortunately, you have an entire trip through the woods to reconsider that. There's nothing to reconsider. We're all for violence here. Are we? I haven't signed off on anything yet. Violence is the answer here, but the method is equally important to the act. You can't let her leave the cabin. It's like I said, all just circles. Instinct tells me we need space, and I trust instinct. Nothing else to say. Not for me.
It's like her influence has poured out onto the world.
It's evidence of one of many ticking clocks. You can't let her spread any further.
Ah, c'est la même chose qu'il dit à peu près là. Alright.
Things are always, because they're not supposed to have changed. This is supposed to be a part.
I might as well see this through. Let's go proceed to the cabin.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up the hill at the cabin. I hope you've given serious thought to your predicament. No last advice for us? No words of warning? From what I gather, you've heard it all before. There's no use screaming into the wind. I don't know, screaming sounds pretty good right about now. I could use a little catharsis. Catharsis is for when we're finished. For now, we need to hold it out in front of us, something to chase.
Proceed into the cabin. Je sais pas comment on fait pour...
The interior of the cabin is suffocatingly tight. More of a glorified tunnel than a building. Its stone walls squeeze against your sides, leaving you no choice but to press forward. The only furniture of note is an iron altar jutting out from the wall. A pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. See? We have even less space than before. We need space or she'll kill us. And the only space is out there. Take it!
Take the blade.
You take good. There's no overcome.
As much as part of us as any. Okay, approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement. Hesitate. All we see is a damned mirror. It's a bit grimy. You reach forward and drag your hand across the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open. Scraping against the floor before you is what may as well be a sheer cliff face. There are enough footholds that you'll be able to climb. The air hissing up from below is warm and wet, like the breath of an enemy locked in close quarters. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, bold and fierce and impatient, echoes from the chamber below.
Do you have more fight in you than last time? That was such a disappointing show. I know you can do better than that.
Goad her. Rile her up. If she's angry, she'll make mistakes.
C'est vrai ça. Yeah, if you want to fight, how about you come and get one?
That's not how this works. I'm all chained up, remember? How about you come down here and fight me?
Those chains were nothing to her last time. And they'll be nothing to her this time. But we need to show ourselves first, to make her boil over. Fine by me.
Continue to the basement landing.
You've nowhere to go but down. You start the difficult journey, gripping the stone, lowering. Remember, every
Nope,
crack
she
and
can-
crevice will need to be faster than her. You turn to face what lies at the end of the narrow tunnel.
Jeez.
The princess, imposing and tightly muscled,
Start
grins
freaking-
back
start
at you
freaking
from the
dragon, man.
darkness. Her face widens into a broad grin.
There you are, knife in hand. How thrilling. Attack me, bleed me, twist the blade in my flesh. Break your bones against my body. I want a real challenge this time.
We can't get that close. She'll kill us in the tight space, steel claw or not. Make her come to us, stand beyond her chains, and let her become frenzied. She'll break them. Then we run. I really don't like the sound of this. It's the only way we live.
Well, what are you waiting for? If we're gonna do this right, you can't be scared. You need to want this as much as I do. So go on. Make the first move. Don't keep me waiting.
If you want me, you'll come have. Yeah, you'll come to get me.
The princess scoffs.
Oh, you're up to something tricky, aren't you? You're teasing me with what I want, but I'm sick of waiting. I'm not going to let you give me another bad fight. I'm going to get what I want.
Bloody desire in her eyes, the princess rushes forward, ignoring her chains as they bend and snap. Run.
Run.
Without hesitation, you turn back the way you came and scramble up the ledge towards the tunnel entrance. As you near the top, hands desperately clawing at jagged stone, you glance back. The princess is right on your heels. She doesn't bother to scale the wall as you do, instead digging deep into the rock of the cliff face with her fingertips in her rabid pursuit.
Anywhere you go, I will follow.
Good. You reach the ledge and hoist yourself up into the tunnel, the cabin door finally in sight, at once within your grasp and infinitely distant.
What is all of this for? What's the point? You and I are always going to end in violence, so why bother to run? I know what I am. Why can't you be the same? Little bird, where do you think you're going?
We're almost there. Don't think about almost. We're there when we're there. And we'll take the fight with us. Your skin hums tight with adrenaline as you burst through the cabin door and roll onto the grass. You glance back at the cabin as the princess, singular in her desire to destroy you, explodes through the doorway. You are walking a dangerous path. If you waver once, it's all over. So get it right.
There's nothing left to slow me down. Do you think this is better for you? Do you think this space gives you an edge? Then show me. Show me that you've been worth all the room you've taken up in my head.
Do it. Be swift, strike true, be where she's not. Let your body move you.
Slay the princess.
You leap from the grass and bound towards the princess, keeping low.
Charging me head on? Brave and foolish.
Her body braces for impact, anticipating the clash. That's where you're both wrong. Left, now. As the princess strikes, your body swerves to the left. She overextends, stumbling as her balance shifts unexpectedly. Strike. Before you can finish the thought, you lash out, the blade slicing through her leg. She turns to swing again. Right. You move out of the way, but this time it's not quite as clean. You can feel a bruise already blooming where her elbow crashed into flesh. It's nothing. A scratch. Yes, it could be worse. And you managed to gift her another cut in return. I'll be damned. We're actually gonna pull this off, aren't we? You just might. But don't let it get to your head. Not until it's over.
Yes, finally! This is the hole I felt in my heart.
This is what I've needed. This is what I've been missing. This is how it always needed to end. Both of us giving it our all, beating and bleeding each other to death.
The two of you engage in a devastating flurry of blows, each of you wounding the other. She's stronger, but you're faster, and the deeper the both of you fall into your lethal dance, the more your edge shines over hers. She's slowing down, blood pouring from wounds, splattering at her feet, leaving her weak and unsteady. More! Keep going! We can't stop now! You spy an opening, but this time she's waiting for you. She lets you sink the blade deep, trapping you in place long enough to wrap you in her impenetrable arms. You're slammed to the ground.
Damn.
Nothing! These blows are nothing to us! But her gambit wasn't enough to close the gap. It wasn't enough to kill you. She stares you down, coughing up a splash of blood as she gasps for breath.
You've outplayed me, haven't you?
Woo!
Something feels wrong. Something.
And?
Nope.
She's gone. And there's that.
There we go. Approach the mirror.
I'm begging.
Maybe never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels... I don't know. Final. That thing reeks of death. Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess. This doesn't feel... Screw the mirror.
Ah, c'est la même affaire, ok. Gaze into your reflection. It's me. Ouais, donc on va aller voir qu'est-ce que le shifting mount doit dire.
Something finds me.
The gift of a fragile vessel.
Yes, this one yearns to grow and struggle. Even now I feel a will pushing against mine, not realizing that we are one. She will make for a fierce heart.
Je peux-tu amener le
Do
adversary?
not mourn her. We will provide her with the growth she fought for.
Est-ce que je peux y amener l'adversary? Je devrais pouvoir, hein?